Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds. So today we are making one of the most famous recipes on the internet. This is Teeny's mac and cheese, but we're making it low carb. And I know you're probably like, wait, what? Like, how in the world are we making it low carb? We are using a hack, okay, that comes in this little bag right here. And it is our one and only cauliflower florets. And I know you're probably like, no, Myra, like absolutely not. But trust me, once it has the cheese sauce, because at the end of the day, it's the cheese sauce that really makes this recipe, right? So we have all the ingredients because fortunately, the ingredients are naturally low carb. What isn't is, of course, the pasta, okay? So this recipe, what I love about it is you still get the experience, you get the cheesiness, you get that hearty side dish, right? That we are looking for, but without the carbs. So you're not gonna get that food coma, you're not gonna feel bloated, you're not, you know what I mean? Like, but you still get the full experience, okay? So we have everything laid out here. This is what you are going to need. For her recipe, we have heavy cream, we have some of this evaporated milk, and then she uses 3 different types of cheese. So I know she uses Kobe cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, and then our mozzarella. I believe we also use some Parmesan cheese, so I do have Parm here. And then we have our seasonings, okay? So that's pretty much it. Now, for the cauliflower, we can do 3 different things. We can roast it, we can also steam it, or you can blanch it. I mean, I have made recipes with cauliflower and literally thrown it in just raw and it does turn out. But I think for today and for the sake of timing, I think if we do steam it just a little, kind of like, let's just say a blanch, it's gonna really speed up the time in the oven. It is gonna take, it's gonna take much longer, which nobody has time for that. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of help it out a little. Let's just go over a few things that I've heard are like really big pointers for this, okay? Now, yes, it does take more time to grate your own cheese, but one of the risks that you take by buying the bagged pre-shredded cheese is that it will turn out a little gritty because it has starch in it. So the starch prevents it from just being super, super creamy, which for this recipe, like we need that creaminess. Like that is the whole point of this recipe, is to have like the creamiest, cheesiest, most decadent sauce we can, okay? I would say if you have the time and you're able to grate your own cheese, then do it. Now, I have heard of other people making it with bagged cheese and it turned out, okay? So if you make it with a pre-shredded cheese and it doesn't turn out, then you know why. And if it does, then, you know, great. So let's move over, let's get this going, and you're gonna see how easy it is to actually put this together. So we have all of our ingredients laid out here. And that's another thing, like one of the things that I love about making like our recipes just from scratch at home is that you know exactly what you're putting into your body, you know? And I know that sounds like dramatic, but it's the truth. Like a lot of times when you buy like boxed anything, you have to understand that they are using preservatives, they're using ingredients to cut costs. So a lot of times that's why you get bloated. That's why you start having tummy issues. So when you make things from scratch, obviously in this case, we're making mac and cheese, which is something that's like traditionally made at home, but even like your dressings, I have a lot of recipes on here, dressing recipes, dessert recipes. All of that makes a huge difference, not only for your entire weight loss journey, but also just for your gut. Because remember, like your gut, 70% of our immune system lives in our gut. So if you are having issues with digestion, you get bloated after you eat, you're just having issues with your skin or your hair or your, whatever the case is, you have to take a look at like, what are you eating? You know what I mean? Ingredients are so important. On top of that, then you have your oils. One of the main things I would say, like if you are having issues with digestion, if you are having those issues where you get bloated or you have joint aches or whatever the case is, look at the main things that you're eating. A lot of things that we use oils, okay? Like the oils are super important. Canola oil, soybean oil, vegetable oil, all of those oils are really inflammatory because they are cooked at such a high heat. So the better options, we already know avocado oil, olive oil, even coconut oil, and then of course all the animal fat. So you have like beef tallow, duck fat, just as long as they are pure, because sometimes what they do is they actually blend them. So then you have like blends of oils where they'll do like canola with olive, right? Just so that it says it on the packaging. So you just have to make sure that you're paying attention to ingredients, okay? And then of course, if you're talking about a supplement, you already know seed is my number one. I have been taking seed for years. Seed made a world of a difference for me. I'm telling you, from digestion, my hair was falling out at one point. I had like I had like patches, literal patches on my skin. So of course, I cut out the oils, I cut out refined sugars, the gluten, the dairy. I did all of that just to really focus on my gut health journey. Incorporated a high quality probiotic and prebiotic. The one that I take, I'll leave it linked for you. It's the DS-01 by Seed. Guys, I'm telling you, it is the best of the best. If you don't have a probiotic that you love and you trust, this one is it. And I have a discount code. You can use my discount code. I'll leave it linked in the description below. It is their biggest sale of the year. It is their Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale. So if you have ever thought about doing it, today is the day. And yes, a probiotic is an amazing addition to your gut health journey, but you also have to make those changes with your actual food because that's gonna make a huge difference as well, okay? So anyway, if you guys have more questions about that, comment down below. I'm happy to make an entire video on this, but I just want you to remember that that is one of the biggest reasons to make a lot of your food homemade from scratch, okay? So I'm gonna show you really quickly how we're gonna make this cheese sauce. I literally have all of this stuff already here. We're just gonna toss everything in. Now, here's one thing. Why did I just realize that I do not have flour? Okay, we don't have any flour, so I'm gonna improvise because I already have everything out, and we're gonna go with a slurry. So instead of making a roux that is usually made with a little bit of flour and butter, like with fat, typically that is how it's made. So in the recipe, I will leave an option for you to make a roux, but today I'm gonna show you how to make it with the slurry, which also makes it gluten-free, keeps it completely gluten-free, and it's just another option for you to have, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. We have our heavy cream. This is what's gonna give it all the creaminess. It's gonna be rich and decadent, okay? So we just have some heavy whipping cream here. Okay, now when you make a roux, if you're making a roux version, then you would add everything in little by little, little by little. In this case, because we're making a slurry, we don't add the slurry in until the end. So we're just gonna kind of add everything in, and then I'll show you how to make this if you are using a slurry version as well, okay? So let's go ahead and give this a mix. This is just the heavy cream with the evaporated milk. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of mix in. I mean, obviously I need this to heat up a little, but what we're gonna do is add in a little bit of each cheese and kind of give it a stir. So this is some sharp cheddar. And I'm obviously not making a huge batch like Teeny usually makes. She makes this thing like this big. We're making a smaller version. Okay, let me show you the dish. This is the dish that we're making it in. So much, much smaller. So we don't need like 5 pounds of cheese, okay? Then we have our mozzarella. Again, just adding little by little. This is the Colby. Okay, so our cheese sauce it has like a really nice texture already. So I'm only gonna do half of our slurry. Okay, you don't wanna do it when it is still like boiling, okay? Because it just changes the texture. It might turn gritty. So I already turned off the heat and then I just added it in and it is now officially thickened, you see? If you are going the slurry version, you turn off the heat, add it in, give it a good mix just like me, and you are done. Now, if you buy it in a bag like this, these are usually microwavable, like you just throw the whole thing in the microwave. What I'm gonna do here is just kind of like steam it very quickly. I just wanna help speed up the process. So I'm doing this, I'm gonna add in a tiny bit of water. We're gonna cover it, steam it, and this is just gonna make the time in the oven so much quicker. You see, okay, the moisture is also cooked out. So this is exactly what we're looking for. Cauliflower does contain a lot of water. So you want to make sure that there isn't like additional water just kind of draining out of it, because then you'll end up with watery mac and cheese. So we have our cheese sauce. We have this is our pasta substitute. And then we have our grated cheese. Okay, so this is kind of like a layering process, starting off with a layer of cheese that goes on the bottom. Now we go in with the cauliflower. Okay, so we have cheese, then we have a layer of our cauliflower and our grated cheese. So this is the layering process. Okay, you do a layer of each, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and continue that all the way to the top. All right, and for the final layer, this is the final cheese layer. And this is what's gonna give it that like nice golden brown color on top. This is going to be a cheesy, very, very decadent dish, but we all know that that is the case with mac and cheese. So there is nothing different about this little guy. And the texture, I'm telling you, I know you're thinking like, cauliflower, with like the sauce and the cheese, it literally just hits the spot. Like if you are craving mac and cheese, but you want to keep it low carb, this is the way to go. I'm telling you, hands down. So now just make sure that your oven is preheated. Mine is preheated to 375. We're going to get it in there. Remember, our cauliflower is pretty much already cooked all the way through. Just like if you were making this with pasta, your pasta would basically pretty much be cooked through. So all we're doing is like heating everything up and giving it that nice golden brown color on top. Okay, so it's going in. I'll kind of show you, I'll show you halfway through, and then the final product, guys, just wait until we dig into this. All right, guys, coming in hot. Look at this mac and cheese. Woo! The fact that this is low carb, weight loss friendly, and even diabetic friendly is just mind blowing to me. Only thing left to do here is to dig right in. Oh, guys, oh. Look at this. Now remember, we are using cauliflower. Cauliflower does have a little bit of extra moisture, but this right here is the cheesiest sauce. It is nice and creamy and decadent, and it is going to be the perfect side for the holidays, okay? Now, this is obviously something you can make year round. You do not have to wait, obviously, for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. You can make this any day that you are craving mac and cheese, but you want to keep it low carb. Or maybe you have family members that are diabetic. You can surprise them with this recipe and they are going to love it, okay? All right, cheers. Hot, cheesy, creamy. The fact that this does not have pasta is crazy to me. Guys, it hits the spot, okay? You are craving mac and cheese, but you are trying to keep it low carb, or you are trying to find a keto-friendly, diabetic-friendly mac and cheese recipe. There you go. This is it. This is all you need. You will never have to look for another recipe on the internet because you will have this one. The recipe, I'm going to leave it linked in the description below. Guys, if you like this video, you like this idea, of course, show me some love. Go hit that like button, and don't forget to share this recipe, share my channel with friends and family, whether they're living a low carb lifestyle, maybe they're on a weight loss journey, or even diabetic, because recipes like this could be super, super helpful for them. But thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.